Hello, boys, ghouls, and other denizens of the dark, and welcome to Tweaks for Freaks. I'll be your host for the night. End of the Road Haunts. This is the show where we take animatronics that are questionable at best, downright terrible at worst. We give them a few tweaks, and we turn them into the horrifying freaks that they were supposed to be. So join me tonight as we pick a prop that we shall fix. It's Tweaks for Freaks. So, I hope you enjoyed that intro and read on channel logo. I know I do. But today, we are not talking about that. Today, as I've said, we're fixing a prop. And by your suggestions on my recently posted community post, we're going to be looking at Rat Girl. Now, she's definitely a very questionable animatronic. She's not the worst thing out there, but she could have been a lot better. And so today, we're gonna analyze her. Here we make our long-awaited return to the workshop. It's been a while. Now, the first thing I like to change with my props is the name. And Rat Girl is a pretty bad name, if I do say so myself. However, I do give them credit, because I can't think of a name better than Rat Girl. I can think of names worse, but I'm not really sure what to say. She's Rat Girl, so I won't be changing that. However, the first change that I shall do will come in the design category. Personally, I really don't like the color of her dress. It's a bit of a nitpick, and sure, is this a huge problem with the prop? No, but we're working the way up. So, here I'm deciding to make the dress a little darker. I just feel like she'd look a lot better with a darker dress, since that certain shade of pink really didn't work for me. Now, with the next part of the design, we come to a bit of a crossroads, because you could see her as just a possessed girl who's killing rats, and that's a perfectly okay option. Although, we've seen that before from Spirit, and the other route is a mutated rat. Now, I'm gonna say a very hot topic here. A very unpopular opinion. Spirit Halloween needs more furries. Yeah, I said it. I know it sounds weird and I intended for it to sound weird. But, in my opinion, it's true. I like the werewolves. I like the mutant rats. And I think if there was a prop to ever become oversaturated, I think humanoid creatures would also be way better than something like clowns, and maybe even zombies, since there's a lot of potential for them. So here, the next step in making Rat Girl better is ratification. Like, as in making her rat-like. But anyways, I do think she'd work a lot better as a mutant rat. And you may have thought, oh, are you doing this because people suggested it? No, I had this idea before they suggested it. They copied me. Although, when she first got announced and leaked, I thought she'd be a mutated rat anyways, and that seems a lot cooler in my opinion, and something we don't see a lot. The next thing I'd like to add is a lot more along the nitpicks line, although it's something that I think could still really work. You see, right now she's holding a rat, which is okay, but is this were-rat a cannibal? I don't really know, it doesn't quite work. And in her phrases, she talks about 3 blind mice. I'll touch on the audio in a little bit, but I find this fairly okay. And due to blindness, obviously you can't see if you have no eyes, so I'm going to be swapping out the rat with a bunch of eyes. Now, you may not be able to see it here, but I'll zoom in. I just think this could be a really nice creepy detail, because she's talking about 3 blind mice. Maybe even, like, you read between the lines, and it insinuates that she cut the eyes out of some kids. And that's quite disturbing, don't you think? And I think it's the final touch under design that could make her a whole lot better. Animation, I'll quickly mention here. I don't really think it would have to be very different. And also, I hate to say it, but I was a little too lazy to try and do any other animation with the demo that'll be coming up. I'm sorry, but also, what else could you add? The eyes looking back and forth could maybe work, and maybe the head turning, but as I've said, I've got a little lazy. Probably not a good thing to admit. But in terms of audio, I actually really don't mind her phrase, and find it actually fairly freaky. if it's under the right context. Although, one thing that I do think could work, because she's, a were-rat, is a bunch of rat squeals and maybe even a bit of a distorted voice behind it. Maybe a little more rat-like. I'll be voice acting it, of course, but it'll be a little different. Although I do think this could work, make her just a little more creepy. And with that, I believe everything that needs to be tweaked has been tweaked. So, let's see the demo. So, that was that. I gave Rat Girl a few tweaks. Tell me what you think about them in the comments below. What you would have done with her. Maybe, as I've said at the start, what I did with the series. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.